glad you're joining me today. Today's video is all about spring decorating. I'll be decorating the kitchen and the living room, and I'm taking you along with me. I've cleared out everything that I don't want to use for the season, so my place looks pretty bare. But by the time we get done with this video, it's not going to look that way. So let's get started.
The first thing I did was to clear out all the winter decor and start with a fresh, clean slate. As I was de-winterizing, I also realized there were some pieces, some wall decor and other things that I just didn't want to use anymore. I was kind of tired of them. So I removed those things as well. I had two goals in mind for my spring decorating. One was to give my home more of a cottage appearance, and then also to do it on a budget, using a lot of things that I already have on hand, but adding a few things from thrift stores that I could enhance the look of my cottage. This wire basket is one of the first things I purchased at a thrift store when I moved into my home. It's been holding my cookbooks, and I've had it on top of the refrigerator, but I decided this year I would move it down to the counter. I'm incorporating quite a few baskets into my spring decor, and I had a lot of fun shopping for them at thrift stores. This particular wicker tray I really like. It works just very well for holding my rooster, which I always have included in my kitchen, and my wax warmer, and this little French vase that I didn't really find a place for in the past, but this works perfectly. If you've been following my channel for any time at all, you know I like tarnished silver. And I've enjoyed this tray, this tarnished tray that I keep here in the kitchen. But I decided for spring I needed something lighter and brighter. So I had this raised little tray that I had redone for Christmas, and I decided to use it here. I have a small collection of ironstone that I've thrifted over time, and I usually keep it up here above the stove in this glass front cupboard. But I decided to take it out and use it elsewhere, and in the meantime I've got two pieces that I want to put. They're not ironstone, but they are white, and I want to give my cabinet a simpler look. I thrifted this false scarf napkin holder last year. It was featured in one of my thrift haul videos. I stuffed some flowers in it and used it as a vase last year, but this year I'm going to do something different. I'm going to use it as a napkin holder. This window treatment is something I did prior to making this video. I had found two garlands at the thrift store for a few dollars each, and I decided it would be fun to incorporate them into my window treatment for spring and summer. This French Country creamer holds my tarnished silver. Both were thrifted. And then I also have my ironstone that I thrifted, which was above the stove in the glass front cupboard. This is English ironstone that I found at the thrift store, and I was so shocked to see it there and to see it for such a great price. They were only a few dollars each. I enjoy changing out the kitchen shelf with the seasons. Right now I'm going to brighten it up with a print that you probably remember from a recent video that I did on thrift store makeovers. I'm going to add some other things that I have on hand, and also a new little wooden bowl that I found at the thrift store for $1.59. I thought it was so cute that I had to have it. And I'm adding a hanging basket that I thrifted as well. I really like these lighter toned baskets for spring and summer, and I found this one at the thrift store, which I thought was just the perfect size to put right here. It's going to hold my vintage dishes and some fall flowers. I really have a weakness for dishes. I'd say that's the one thing I always look at when I go to the thrift store, and I do have a number of vintage dishes that I really enjoy. I thrifted this plate hanger several years ago. It was black iron and I painted it white and gave it a distressed look. I like to change it out for the seasons, and right now I'm going to put some white plates in it that I've had for a while. As soon as I saw this basket at the thrift store, I knew what I wanted to do with it. It was the perfect size and shape, and with those handles, I knew it would be great for hanging. I didn't mind the color so much if it was for fall or winter, but with my vision of having a lighter, brighter home for the spring and summer months, I knew I wanted to paint this one. I'm using apple barrel craft paint from Walmart in the color white. I like to dry brush my baskets rather than spray paint them because I really believe it gives them a more aged look, a softer look, and I like that. So this particular technique is very easy to accomplish. You just get yourself a chip brush, and you can find those at Walmart or Home Depot, any home improvement store. And just dip your brush in the paint and then offload a little bit of it so that it's not quite so heavy. And then just very lightly go over your item, in this case a basket, until you get the look that you want. Now, as time went on, I did less offloading because the paint was had minimized on the plate, so I didn't have to worry so much about having too much paint on my brush. And I highly recommend it for a more natural look. If you want to spray paint baskets, I mean, I do that occasionally, but I just found this technique to be so much more upscale. I did not paint the inside of the basket because it's not going to be seen, and I didn't want to waste my time. This is another wall decor piece that I've had for a while. I really do like it. It's great to put flowers in the fall and winter. I wanted to change this out again for spring and summer with something lighter. So I wanted to show you what just bringing in a white wicker basket could do. The last piece of the spring decor for the kitchen is the centerpiece. Just a simple white enamelware pitcher with forsythia on a wicker plate. I found this pot of fall roses at the thrift store for $2.99, and I thought it was so realistic looking. I just loved it immediately. I love the soft pink. The pot is a metal pot that I found at the Dollar Tree a couple years ago when everything was still $1, and I painted it white. I shopped my house for the coaster and the candle. This is a frame that I made over, I think, Christmas time. I put sheet music in it, and I used it through the winter as well in another part of the living room. I decided to move it over to the chair, and I had found a frame at the thrift store that I wasn't particularly crazy about the frame, but I loved what was inside, and it was just one of those sample kind of pieces of paper that they put inside the frames to sell them, but I thought the artwork was really neat, and so I picked it up and I changed out the sheet music for this piece. Along with vintage dishes, I have a hard time passing up birdhouses at the thrift store, especially if I can pick them up for $1 or $2. I have had these birdhouses for a while now. The one in the middle I picked up just as it is, and I do like it so much. The other two were makeovers that I did not long ago. This shelf in my console table is an area that I've always enjoyed decorating as vignettes, but this summer, I'm going to go with something very simple. And I had this in mind when I found the basket at the thrift store. I think I paid $4 or $5 for it, but I just absolutely loved it. And it has this wire rim around it that makes it very sturdy. So I decided to go with it, and I'm going to put some hydrangeas in it, which are my favorite flowers. I thought this enamel plate was really interesting. I There were two of them at the thrift store, so I got both of them, but I'm using one on the end table here. And this arrangement that's in the white picture, I've used it over and over and over again. I really love it. Just the white roses with the lamb's ear. Adding a box that I've shown you before. I'm not crazy about the color of it, so I decided to paint it. I gave it one coat of white paint, and that, in my opinion, really brings it all together. It's not hard to see that I like to add floral elements to my walls. I don't really style my bookcase per se. It has a well-used look. It has books that I enjoy, Bibles that mean something to me, and I'm just decorating it with a basket, more vintage plates, a book, and some flowers. I discovered that I can change out my cushion cover on my vintage wicker rocker, with shams. I just go to the thrift store when I see a pillow sham that I like that is a good size. I pick it up, and then I can change it out with the seasons or whenever I feel like it. And I can just, it acts like a slipcover really, and I think that's fun. If you've been following me for a while, you'll recognize this little French tray with the bird that I made over. I think I did that last year sometime. I love this piece. This painted tray is just the right size for this little table. The candle holder with the bird on it is something I picked up recently when I was out antiquing with a friend. She pointed out to me in a little shop where some of it is vintage looking, it's not actual antiques, and then I added the decorative piece with it. And then the last piece of the living room is adding the pillows. And these are pillows that I've had for probably 3 or 4 years. I don't intend to change them. I enjoy them so much. They go really well with the colors, and I use them every summer. The last area we'll decorate today is the entryway. These are some of my favorite pieces. I found these at thrift stores last year and used them in the spring and summer. I see no reason to change them. I love them, and when you love something, you just keep using it. I've been using this little chalkboard in the living room over my roses that are on the plant stand, and I do like it. I just felt like it needed to be moved somewhere else, and I thought the entryway would be a great place for it. And of course, I'm writing A Joyful Cottage in French. And finally, we'll wrap up the decorating today with a wooden tub filled with lavender. I painted this and added the transfer last year, I guess. I hope you enjoyed today's video and that you got some inspiration and ideas for your own spring decorating. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I hope you will. And I hope you give the video a like if you liked it. It does help my channel. I have a Facebook group page. And so if you're interested in joining that, there's about 95 women, something like that, that have joined in the last month. And that is at a Joyful Cottage group page. I hope to see you there. We've had some rain showers this week and we're expecting more. It's windy today and you can probably hear the sound of the wind coming through my kitchen vent. I was reminded when it rained of Zechariah 10:1 from the Old Testament. Ask rain from the Lord in the season of the spring rain, from the Lord who makes the storm clouds, and he will give them showers of rain to everyone, the vegetation in the field. Spring is such a special time, and I love the fact that God brings the rain, the sun, the birds, the bees, and the flowers. So much to enjoy this time of year. I hope that your spring is off to a good start. Till we meet again, God bless you and keep you. I'll see you soon.